No, I think it's tell of two halves. You know, I thought our defense obviously really let us down the second half. You give up 50 points and a half. We didn't play particularly well with poise on offense in the first half, but I felt like we could make a few adjustments and we played it with a little bit more poise. We could get some things done, especially attacking their ball screen coverage, because we did a good job in the first half when we didn't turn the ball over in picking on some things. But we couldn't get a stop, and then that snowballed on us. And you know, we took some really poor, made some really poor decisions offensively. Took some bad shots that you know and then it just kept going. So again, just not able to overcome difficult things and put a full 40 minutes together. So you know, I think you give Miami credit. They did a really good job the second half, and we did not respond the way that we needed to respond.
You talked about just kind of the mistakes made in the second half. What was the difference between the two, I guess?
Well, we continued to turn the ball over. It was our shot selection the second half. You know, I thought, you know, I loved, even though they weren't going in some the first half, I really liked the shots that we were getting in the first half. When we didn't turn it over, I loved the shots that we were getting. I thought we were getting good open looks. Some of them went in, some of them didn't. We were getting the ball around the rim. We missed 4 or 5 layups. But I liked how we were attacking when we didn't turn the ball over, when we had some poise. And then the second half, you know, they came out and hit a couple shots, and we, you know, you could just, it's like Groundhog's Day. Mm-hmm. Body language, heads drop, you know, trying to get them, pick our heads up, just get to the next play. But then it really affected us offensively. You know, we talked about offensive sensitivity, and we took some bad shots that then obviously lets them get going in transition.
Yeah. This is the first time this season, I believe, that you've played a team twice. What's the advantages and disadvantages that come with that?
I mean, you've got a pretty good feel for who they are, what they do, you know, how they attack. Like it, you know, and like I said, I liked what we were doing the first half. Mm-hmm. Second half, just, you know, they hit a couple shots early, and it really affected our mentality on that end, and then we tried to make it all up at once on the offensive end.
Yeah, I guess for the players as well, kind of the same question. Is it a situation when you play a team for a second time, you know how to guard them better, they might know how to approach you better as well?
I mean, yeah, there's some advantages to it. Obviously, going to try to throw out different schemes at them, knowing how they played you the first time. But I mean, it's probably a little tougher, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's a lot tougher, you know, knowing that we've seen each other once, but at the end of the day, we still got to execute and play on both sides of the ball.
Yeah. For you kind of struggled last time out against Miami today, 18 points. Was there any difference in your game in particular today?
Just trying to make plays to help and impact winning. I mean, I did what I can, but it's still more things I need to do.
Yeah. I know that Mickey was a late scratch. First of all, what's he dealing with right now?
He's got back issue, low back spasms problem. What was it, Saturday? So he woke up Friday morning. I slept wrong, whatever. Had some real back issues. It was locked up on him. Didn't practice yesterday. Tried to give it a go. Today went out warmed up and couldn't go. Yeah. So he's got a lower back issue.
Only second time he hasn't started this year. Does that affect the game plan at all, not having him?
Yeah, especially, you know, that late. You know, like, I mean, you find out, you know, 10 minutes. But you got to, you know, it's not, just put some guys in some different spots. You know, we had to move, you know, Mason around a little bit. You know, Yuri got some minutes. Joey Brown saw some time. Mm-hmm. But, no, like, we understand how to play. It's just you got to go out and execute it.
Yeah. On the technical, I'm not going to ask what was said, but is it hard to kind of regain focus after something like that? Or?
No.
Yeah.
No, I disagreed with a call. I thought they were being extremely physical with Shear, particularly on that play sequence right in front of me. And you know, I'm gonna fight for my guy. They knew they were wrong, otherwise they'd have thrown me out because I tried like hell.
Yeah. This year, obviously, you know, like you said, they're pretty physical with you today. A lot of double teams, but you've been seeing that a lot this season. How are you approaching that at this point?
I gotta be a lot better and getting other guys open shots when they bring two to me. Like we're not getting what we need to out of the when they're gonna bring another guy to me. We're not getting what we need to. I just gotta be better at that and you know just being better and getting other guys open shots because they're there.
9 turnovers today for you, and I know through talking with you in the past, it's something that you've been trying to work on. How can you kind of right that part of your game in the last 6 games of the regular season?
Just a conscious effort. I mean, it's nothing physical. It's just making the right read. Not trying to do too much and being strong with the ball.
Yeah. And then this is one for just all three. 3 straight losses, 6 games left. How important is it to kind of turn the ship around in these last 6 games?
Go ahead, guy.
I mean, it's going to depend on when our season's going to end. At the end of the day, whether it's going to be now or not now, but whether we're going to Cleveland now, that's what's at stake.
Yeah, we all talk about, aspirations of playing further after the regular season. So, I mean, if that means as much as we say it means, we're going to show up.
Yeah, I mean, I've never quit in anything I've done, and that's, I just try to get that message to these guys. Like, you got to continue to fight through difficult things. You got to figure it out. The answers aren't always going to jump out at you. You got to learn, how to navigate life. And you can't get down about a basketball game. It's a basketball game, and we talk about it all the time. We've got to get better at handling the difficult things. But what they want, is this was this today, or are we gonna be able to pack up and head to Northern Illinois on Tuesday and compete, and then come back on Saturday? What do you want to get out of this? And I think these guys, their effort has been pretty solid. We got to continue. We got to get the effort and the mind to connect, where we can be more competitive than we were today.
Yeah. Last one I have is just for Davion in particular. If you guys go to the MAC tournament, it'd be your first time competing there. Is that even more of a motivator for you in this closing stretch?
I mean, yeah, it is, but also just, wanting it for my team as well. I want to be there for myself, but also for my team, because it's an opportunity for everyone, to experience something like that.
For sure. Yeah.
And then for both players, I know Miami had 21 assists tonight. Was there anything in particular that you think the defense could have changed to limit that?
Just not making them so comfortable. That's the name of their game. They pass the ball very well, and they need that to score. And I think that's one thing we need to do better as, is not making teams comfortable.
I mean, their offense is based on assist based. Not a lot of one-on-one going on, so they're gonna get a lot of assists. But we gotta have more ball pressure, and we gave up a lot of easy at the rim stuff. So.
And then, Coach, I know you talked about kind of the shot selection and maybe guys being down after a few points they scored. Kind of, if that's a maturity thing, how do you change that as a head coach?
Well, you continue to show, you continue to teach. Obviously, I think we've talked about what I believe the best teaching tool is. We've also talked about roster construction, maybe not allowing some of that. And so that's on us as coaches. It's a disservice to the guys that are going through that. But they also, they shouldn't need that. Sometimes they don't need that. They should be able to learn in